Parent communication can add to the stress of a school year when you're unsure of what to say, worried about how it will be received, and constantly bracing for pushback. And if you're anything like I was in my early years, you probably avoid some of those calls for those very reasons. But what if I told you that communicating with parents gets 100 times easier when you shift how you communicate, not just when? Today, I'm sharing 3 strategies I use for effective parent communication that have helped me to build trust, reduce misunderstandings, and really just make life a little bit easier. Before I figured this out, parent communication was not my strong suit. I used to dread calling parents. And I'm not referring to the emergencies, those are easy. Not because they're emotionally easy, but because they are clear, structured, and non negotiable. I'm referring to the little things, the mishaps, misbehaviors, concerns, misunderstandings. And let me tell you, it mostly wasn't that parents were hard to work with. It was my communication style that left more questions than answers. And once I realized that, I was able to make adjustments and get better results. I realized I wasn't communicating with intention. I was calling with emotions. I was emailing with frustration, or I was letting things pile up because I didn't want to deal with whatever I assumed the reaction might be. What I learned over the years is that effective parent communication is both a system and a mindset. And when you approach it like that, you get support, you get understanding, and you get collaboration for the most part. Now, this is usually the point where I know the comments are going to start coming in and saying things like parents aren't concerned, they are inactive, they don't take accountability, they don't hold their children accountable. And yes, I have had those parents too. But let me be clear, these strategies are not about changing parents, they are about developing you. They're about equipping you with the skills to communicate professionally, effectively, and systematically. So, here are the top 3 strategies I live by for communicating with parents in a way that feels clear, calm, and solution focused. Strategy number 1: over communicating is better than under communicating. Listen, I got tired of parents asking me questions about things I should have communicated upfront. Now, let me be clear, over communicating is not the same as writing an essay in your favorite school communication app. It simply means giving parents the key information they need before they have to ask or go searching for it. Why? When parents don't have clear communication, they create their own narrative. And that's where misunderstandings grow. And confidence in your expertise starts to get challenged. Have you ever gotten a message that wasn't really a question, but more of a challenge? The kind of questions that make you pause and think, wait a minute, are they questioning the situation? Or are they questioning me? If there's something that's going to impact their child, even a little bit, I communicated early and I communicated clearly. So here's an example. Instead of saying, we'll have a quiz next week, I'll say something like, your child will have a reading quiz on Tuesday. I will send home a review sheet tomorrow, so check their folder. Small shift, big difference. Strategy number 2: avoid oversharing. Now, this one right here may sound like the opposite of strategy number 1, but it's not. Over communicating is giving relevant information. Oversharing is giving information that does not directly impact their child and can actually create unnecessary problems. When you volunteer information that doesn't serve the purpose of clarity, solutions, or student success, you risk creating confusion, misinterpretation, or emotional reactions you weren't prepared for. So, before I speak, I ask myself this question: does this parent need this information to support their child? If the answer is no, I leave it out because oversharing can turn a simple misbehavior into a major conflict or make a small issue feel bigger than it actually needs to be. Strategy number 3, don't only call with bad news. I say this all the time. No parent wants to constantly hear that their child is the problem, even if in reality you're experiencing problems with a child more frequently than other students. Imagine being the parent, and every time your phone rings from the school, it is something negative. You'd be defensive also. You'd also feel the frustration of having to encounter that particular situation all of the time. So now, especially with students who struggle behaviorally, I make sure to send home at least some positive communication. Sometimes it's as simple as a quick message that says something like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know that your child had a great moment today." Be specific about what that moment was and encourage their parent to also acknowledge it when they get home as well. It doesn't take much, and parents remember that. When you show them that you see the whole child, not just the misbehavior, they are more willing to become your ally, not your adversary. And here's what I've noticed with those types of interactions: those parents are more likely and more willing to work with me during those tough times because they know I'm not just in their mind or in their words targeting their child. They know that I will give credit when credit is due. So, major difference. I know I said 3 strategies, but here is a bonus strategy: have the hard conversations early. This one right here is probably the hardest, but it's necessary. Whether it is academics or behavior, you cannot avoid the elephant in the room. Hard conversations don't get easier with time, they just get bigger. My rule of thumb is the sandwich method. First, start with a positive. Give something true, something specific, like we just talked about in strategy number 3. Number 2, insert the concern. Be clear, calm, and stick to the facts, not emotions. And number 3, end with a solution or your next steps. Here's an example. Your child is such a leader in class, and I love how curious they are. I do want to let you know that I am noticing some challenges with following directions during small group that is starting to become really consistent. Here's what I'm trying on my end, and here's how we can partner together to support them. The tone matters, the timing matters, and the confidence matters because parents can feel when you're nervous or unsure. These strategies aren't just about surviving parent communication or getting through another school year. They are about developing an overall communication skill set that follows you as the professional wherever you go. When communication is done with intention, it builds tact, especially in difficult situations. It helps you to stay calm instead of being reactive. It keeps focus on resolution instead of playing the blame game. And it teaches you how to move through hard conversations with clarity, confidence, and professionalism. What you're really practicing here is how to listen, how to respond thoughtfully, how to problem solve in real time, and how to protect relationships while addressing the issue. Those skills don't stop at the classroom door. They show up in leadership roles. They show up in how you collaborate with colleagues and really how you maneuver through your personal life. So let's do a quick recap. Overcommunicate the right information. Avoid oversharing the wrong information. Communicate the good, not just the bad, even if it means getting creative. And the bonus strategy: have the hard conversations early with clarity while focusing on a solution. If you start applying these consistently, parent communication won't feel like a burden. it'll become one of your biggest strengths as a teacher. If you found this helpful, make sure that you go ahead and like this video, drop a comment down below, and name one of the 3 strategies you have already been implementing or plan on implementing moving forward. And share it with a teacher that you feel would benefit or needs a little bit more support in this area. And if you want more strategies like this, subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Until next time, reflect with clarity and teach with intention. Thanks for tuning in.